The other saga that's dragged down this summer, Kylian Mbappé.
Oh man.
So,
Drama surrounds him.
the latest on Kylian Mbappé is he's actually going to be re-signing with PSG. Are you freaking kidding me? So
With a clause.
with a clause, but
Of a lot of money to buy
All right,
him.
Danny, go ahead. What is the rumor now that because he missed game day one? He missed game day one. He sat in the stands and watched it. He hasn't been training with the first team, but now they've let him back in to train with the first team because there's a rumor he's going to be signing an extension. What is the clause? What's going on?
Luis Enrique is happy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
The official on it is, it looks like he's sat down with Al Khalifi, right? They've agreed to bring him back into the first team football pending contractual obligations or contractual reworking his contract, basically. So that I think it was, Al Khalifi's obviously sat him down and said, look, we don't look at the money we've invested in you. We don't want you to leave on a free next year. Do the club a solid, and we'll restructure your contract, and we'll place a clause in there that if somebody comes in for you for X amount of dollars, then you can go in 2024.
Right.
Whatever that fee turns out to be, is obviously it's going to be what I would think a great deal cheaper than what Real Madrid were trying to offer him a couple of years ago at 200 million.
And people forget though the PSG actually paid 165 million euros for him 5 years ago as a 16-year-old. So they want to recoup some of that money and the money they've outlaid in salary for him for the last 4 years. So
yeah,
right.
I think what will end up happening is they'll rework his contract. They'll might pay him more money. Probably get that bonus out of the way. That's he gets another 40 million, I think, around Christmas time. So they might get that out of the way and then restructure his contract and say, okay, well, if Madrid come in for you in the summer with 150 million, you can go.
Yeah. And Real Madrid have got to be thinking, oh crap, again? This has happened again?
But they were going to pay for him anyway.
They were hoping to get him for a free next year. Yeah. They were hoping to get him for a free. I think what the rumor is that he's already signed a pre-contract, not allowed to, but he has. And they were hoping to get him for free, or there was going to be a bid this year of around 100 million, but
it's smart business, really, to be honest with you, because you can put a clause, you can put multiple clauses in there, but they might get a Man United, or they might get a Chelsea, or they might get a Real Madrid, they might get a Barcelona, they might get the Saudis come back in for him next year and just keep offering them more money.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's smart business on all sides there. You're right. Brooks, what were you going to say?
I guess the one thing for me is again, this goes back to we talked about Caicedo, the transfer, and it was a lot of money for him. Good business by Brighton. But we've talked about in our group chat is how is there a statistical measure for how much a player is actually worth and, over his longevity of his career, if he's a young player, how do you dictate he's worth that much money or what's the level and the standard, of when you're in your career and the stats you put up and whatnot. I guess with Mbappe is interesting is what's enough with if I'm at Real Madrid and I'm I wanted this guy, why go after him again? Do you think we can find enough? I know he's one of the top players in the world. I understand that. But you're it's if Mbappe wants it so badly, I would be, if I was Real Madrid, I'd be listen, we wanted you before, you blew us off or whatever. You didn't want to do anything or whatever, we're moving on. Goodbye.
The problem is, I don't think there's anybody in the world like him. There's actually one player that's like him, in my opinion, but a different skill set. It's Haaland. In my opinion, the best two strikers in the world, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe.
See that?
That's it.
See right there, that
you're not finding another Kylian Mbappe.
But
Absolutely not.
Where you're thinking is that I don't need the Kylian Mbappe to win me stuff. I need someone close to him, but not exactly like him.
I see where you're going.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Madrid.
Everyone tries to find the exact replica of what someone had or what is there, and sometimes you just gotta pick and choose your fight. And I think some of the teams go, I want that. That's exactly what I want. The owner wants that, and I think and that's sometimes tough to relay when you're a scout or a first team coach to be hey, we can get this guy that's pretty similar and he's younger, but he's not quite what that guy is, but we think he has potential.
Madrid have made so much significant investment in their team right now with bringing in Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Camavinga,
I just think it doesn't make sense to go after him again.
Vinny Jr., Rodrigo. I mean, they've brought in some of the best players, young players in the world. What they are missing right now is Karim Benzema.
Correct.
That true
forward, that true
and that's
nine.
not what Mbappe is. He's a winger. He's not a true nine, in my opinion.
But I think Mbappe has got the ability, just like Ronaldo did, to evolve. Because Ronaldo started as a winger,
true,
and then he became as a nine, and he'll evolve. He's a smart player, and those players around him will make him better.
Is Mbappe a hard worker like Ronaldo? I don't know.
That's why you stick him at a 9, because he doesn't have to work as hard as a winger does.
Well, you have to learn 9. Craig, you're a 9. You have to learn 9 tactics of moving off the ball and first time finishing and where you're in the box and
You give
being.
me the option to play out wide as a winger or up top as a 9. I go in the 9 every time because I don't have to defend as much, right? I don't have to track back.
I understand
I
that,
think
but there are
Mbappe
pros and
is
cons
unique.
when you shift from winger to 9 that you have to learn that Ronaldo took on and did very well. in
Yeah,
my
well,
opinion.
Ronaldo's a different breed, right? We're not talking about the same player. Ronaldo's a completely different breed. So was Messi. Messi evolved.
Yes.
Messi started as, off the right, then off the left. Now he's in the 10.
Yeah, he'd play a tucked in winger
You know,
sometimes.
so, I mean, every player has to evolve over time, especially when you get older, right?
Yes.
And
I just
there's
think
no other player that Real Madrid can go after that is going to.
I just think Mbappe relies on his pace so much that when his pace is gone, whenever that is in his career or he gets injured, I don't know if he'll ever be the same player.
He's still got 6, maybe 7 years left with that pace. And one player I will give you as an example, who is the probably top 5 fastest players in the Premiership right now, is Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's always had that pace.
Yep.
And I think he's actually gotten quicker as he's gotten older. I think Kylian Mbappe is so quick and so skillful that Real Madrid have said he is one of the best players in the world. He will be one of the best players in the world for the next 6, 7, 8, 10 years. We want him because Real Madrid, don't forget, love their Galacticos. They love to have the best players. And I think they've pinned him. And yes, he effed him and PSG kind of screwed them over once. I think they're willing to say, you know what? We'll wait another year because Bellingham is 20 years old. Tuchemani's 20, 21, 22. Vinicius is 23, whatever it is. They're willing to wait because once they get him, whoo,
They've not just got Tuchemani and Camavinga. They've got Jude Bellingham. They've got Valverde.
Their academy is really good too.
They've got Rodrigo. They've got Vinny Jr. They've what they're missing right now is they're missing. If they got Mbappe, man, they're going in the Champions League. That front three
100%.
and the 3 behind them is frightening good.
One thing that's really hurting them now is that they've gone, obviously, Thibaut Courtois went down with a ACL injury 3 days ago. I think it was Friday. Tore his ACL in training, so they need a new keeper. Kepa, on his way from Chelsea, as we said, is heading over there. And then in the game yesterday against Athletic Club, Militao went down.
It was a bad one as well.
Oh, yeah.
And
really bad.
It's confirmed.
It's his knee, right?
ACL injury.
Yeah.
He's out for the
I felt
year.
for the guy, actually, because he was walking off the pitch in tears, and
He knew.
right away. As soon as he went down, his hand went straight to his knee.
Yep.
Right
So
away.
You go back to the thing. It doesn't matter if you play on turf or grass.
We're
it
not
still
going to
hurts
that
you.
argument because I don't think it really matters, especially since these guys aren't playing on.
How many guys have hurt themselves lately on grass?
We're not going into that argument because I guarantee you there's studies that you don't know about that we don't know about. So anyway, injuries have become a big part right now for Real Madrid, and it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. But Bellingham moving there, he scored maybe a little bit of a lucky goal, upper 90 on a volley off the ground and in. They win yesterday 2-0 over Athletic Club. I do think the clause for Mbappe is specifically for Real Madrid because we all know that's where he wants to go, and that will probably happen next year if it doesn't happen beforehand. Okay.
I don't think they take him. I'm gonna say this right now. I think they find someone else at some point because it's just ridiculous.
I
the
will
amount of
bet
money.
you a 6-pack that they will come in next year and meet that valuation real quick and snap him up at the beginning of the transfer window, just like they did for Jude Bellingham at the beginning of this window. Don't forget,
Is that going to the bet board?
that will go on the bet board. So everybody
Okay.
just so aware, we have a bet board here in the studio now. I think, Brooks, are you willing to say that, I'm going to say that Kylian Mbappe in the next 12 months is going to be a Real Madrid player, and I will bet a 6-pack of Dog and Pony Show Brewing beer on that.
I'll take some action on that. I'll go in with him on that and make it 12.
Yeah, 12-pack. Oh.
That's fine. I think they go after someone else because he's just going to be too pricey at
It's
that point.
going on the bet board.
Okay.
Going on the bet board, boys.
Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right.
Nate. You don't get any action.
No action for you, Nate.
No,
Get out of
Nate
the
is
studio.
Nate is obviously sat at home and he wants to know if we can put the Kane to Muchin on the bet board for Danny because he told me how many times it would not happen. Well, Nate, here's the thing, buddy. It doesn't happen now because it's already happened. If you'd have put it on the bet board last week, then we'd be paying.
Yep.
I'd be paying out for it right now. But
Nope,
it's not gonna happen,
not-
buddy.
Not